Very happy Friday, everybody. As we head into the first weekend of the new year, we're looking at quiet weather, but a very persistent cold and breezy pattern. We take a look at the Northeast right now, and you can see all the lake effect snow. We call it the lake effect snow machine. It's not turning off anytime soon. We've got relatively warmer Great Lake waters, those winds pulling on down and scooping up that moisture, and it transported it all the way down into southern New England yesterday. That's because of how strong the winds were. You don't often see that. You can see today they kind of hit the wall right around the Berkshires, barely made it over the New York, Massachusetts, and Vermont state lines because they have lightened up, relatively speaking, to where they were yesterday. We look down to the mid-Atlantic. There's a little clipper system that kind of snuck some snow in there today. It even brought some thunder snow to Washington, D.C. Head over to my page on X, and you can see I shared a video there of lightning striking the Washington Monument. It was quite impressive, and that's sort of a DC tease for snow. They're looking at some more snow as we head into early next week, and this is the culprit right here. This nice storm, you can see that little swirl, that comma shape, all the rain and then eventually snow in the higher elevations into the Pacific Northwest. So that storm is going to sort of redevelop over the Rockies, as many of these cross-country storms tend to do. You're looking at big snows across the Central Plains, northern Missouri. There's going to be a real bad stretch from, say, central southern Missouri through Illinois and into Kentucky that is going to be looking at maybe an inch plus of ice. Real bad stuff. You almost would say I'd rather it's snow for travel purposes than ice. Is just going to be a nightmare and paralyzing parts of this region. Then that storm progresses through the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic. Right now, the Virginia is looking like a good bet for big plowable snows, maybe upwards of double-digit inches. That includes D.C. and Baltimore into places like Richmond, Virginia, and the Delmarva Peninsula. But even though the Euro is a little bit further south, all models at this point agreeing this is likely not going to give us anything outside of a flake or two. Euro is so far south, actually says we see some sunshine on Monday, so we're going to have to wait for the next big snow. You can see, again, how far south the big stuff is. The blues, the purples here indicative of over 6 inches of snow. The purples are over a foot of snow. There's been a while since the mid-Atlantic has had a snow like this. It's been a while since we've had some big snows as well, almost 2 years. But the cold weather is going to persist through the middle of the month, and I foresee it probably lingering a little bit later than that as well. So we're just going to have to wait for the next stormy setup. Right now, not a lot of signs that it's going to be active for the next 7 to 10 days. As we take a look at the forecast, again, this is why you heard all that buzz, big chances for East Coast snows, and yes, that's sort of what we're seeing down towards DC, but you can never really just lock it in that early just because you have a cold pattern in place. 24 tonight is your low here in Providence, where you're looking to feel even colder than that because it remains breezy. Right on into the weekend, 33 tomorrow. Northwest winds 10 to 15, could see some gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Yeah, a lot of breezy icons on the 7-day forecast this time around, but also a lot of sun icons. Really the exceptions being Monday as that storm passes to the south, and then again on Thursday, but we remain dry through the end of next week.